Exactly. KUTV Rise today, Biashara Tuesday, newspaper review inaanza at 9:32 am. Mtu yote asi confuse, 9:32 am hapo ndo tulianzia. Itakuwa bigi tena zaidi, itakuwa fiery. We have a number of newspapers. We have Business Daily, we have The Standard, we have Daily Nation, all at our disposal. Apart from that, we have Sylvia Anyango. Hapo hivyo pia wewe ni gazeti. And all the way from Kenya Ahadi Party, whereby they are saying that haki yako ni ahadi yetu. Secretary General Nick Mwadime, karibuni sana. We are ready and tasoma the highlights, the headlines of the Business Daily and the Standard, and you will do the Daily Nation. Tukitoka hapo hivyo, we welcome Mwadime and tuendelee na kazi. Ni kuendelea tu, moto ushawaka tayari, ni kuendelea tu. Business Daily, Ruto and Kindiki offices seek 1.6 billion shillings for renovations. Hizo ni pesa za Kenya. 1.6 billion, nasema State House among buildings marked for refurbishment. Expenditure in collapsed finance bill 2024 reinstated. In the collapsed finance bill 2024 ilikuwa imetenga pesa za hizi State House na official residence ya the DP. Now the DP is Professor Kithure Kindiki. Yani it's been so tough and so bad that these days they just call him Kindiki, and yet he's a professor of law. The Standard wanasema resignation fears in Ruto cabinet. Resignation fears in Ruto cabinet. Na picha iko pale hivyo ni ya jamaa ambaye for very long years Gen Z wanamjua kama speaker, because he has been a speaker for 2 terms. Amekuwa AG kwa kamda kadogo, and in that time yenye alikuwa AG, it's on record him saying that rais anisikizagi, yet the advisor to the government is the AG. So wanaongelea kuhusu Ruto cabinet inafanya nini? Resignation fears. As president, Ruto grapples with escalating dissent within his cabinet. The stepping down of a senior official yesterday and discontent among point men point to deeper fractures. Tutakuwa tukiongea kuhusu Mbaye pia. On the other side, tuko na Daily Nation, Sylvia Nyango.
The Daily Nation is also having almost similar to what the Standard has, because we have drums of war where President William Ruto's close allies have in recent days made strongly worded statements vowing to secure him a second term in office in 2027 by whatever means possible. And also on Muturi, he says, I don't fear the sack. The minister says he does not care losing his job over his abduction comments. And also we have another headline on the dailies, that is Maria Sarungi, my 4-hour ordeal at hands of abductors. And also last but not least, we should be actually, in my opinion, I think it should be the leading one. Health crisis as condoms, ARVs and vaccines run out.
That's another issue. Hiyo imeguza mrima. Hiyo pia lazima tuiongelele. You've talked about the journalist from Tanzania, Maria Sarungi, and I've seen you. Next, if we continue, maybe tunataka atiho tuweke hizi abductions atuongelelei. Next, it could be Sylvia in Uganda na anashikwa na abductor. Wewe rudi kwenyu kashtakiwe. On set, we have the Secretary General of Kenya Ahadi Party, Nick Mwadime. Nick Mwadime, good morning and welcome to the show. Nataka utusalimie, tuambie your headlines gani ndio unaona like inakaa winning headline hapo hivyo.
Good morning, my good brother Maria Mojuang. It's a happy new year. I'm usually very humbled by this television because I close the year and I'm still opening the year.
The year again.
So let me say good morning to Kenya Ahadi Party, that is KAP, to my party leader, to all the members of KAP. Tunawaambia that ni haki yetu, ahadi yetu.
Ni haki yetu.
Ahadi yetu. So it is your right and it is your promise that at whatever cost, we are not strangers of this country.
We are not strangers.
We are
I
not
think
strangers.
It's the same thing Governor Natembea is telling them.
Yes.
Mnataka kunisaka. Can you do away with this tumalize tuende vitu zingine?
Yes.
Karibu sana.
Thank
We
you so
have
much,
three
sir.
headlines ambazo zimegonga sana.
Yeah.
Business Daily. Ruto and Kindiki offices seek 1.6 billion for innovations. That is the Business Daily. We have resignation fears in Ruto cabinet. Anyango, what do we have on the Daily Nation? So that sasa tuanze kuchambua tujue nani wameandika headline.
On the Daily Nation, I think we should begin with what is hitting the headlines right now, where of Muturi saying he's not in fear of being sacked.
So Muturi ndo ako kwa headline kabisa. And on the Business Daily nini pesa za kurenovate Ruto's residence and Kindiki's residence.
My opinion today, I think the nation had it because I was very much interested to know what are the drums of war. Because if it's about marketing skills, they had it today. They had it. Because I know today they're going to make a lot of sales because of that headline. And for Muturi, his goose was already cooked when he could not read the speech of the president. Because one of, let me say, sentences, you have to pledge your allegiance to the president, whether the crowd is booing or not. So as a politician, he chose to remain relevant because Embu is still his hometown.
Hata alimalizana na mambo ya wacha nisimame MP Embu.
Yes.
Is a household name, ni mzee pale hivyo.
Yeah, and it's still his hometown. And you know, generals never retire, so they say. So he is looking at it that, well, I'm already fired already. So let me just come out and say, look, guys, my son was already abducted in this issue. So, and I've already lost my job. So it's just a matter of timing. So when I was looking at his press conference, I was reading a lot of the unsaid words. Then the other third looming issue was his party, the DP, Democratic Party. There's a lot of allegations that are going on that he has sold his party to Rigiji, the villager. So those are the things that he's looking at, he's planning, and it's 2025. This is the same year when you remember in around 2019, 2020. 2021, that's when Kieleweke and Tanga was formed. So 2025 is the year of politics. And he's planning, he's crafting. Let us see.
Kila mtu ako kwa kadi, ako kwa meza. Kenyans are active out there. Wanasema Rigiji amenunua Third Way Alliance Kuro Court. Saizi tunasikia Rigiji amenunua Democratic Party, DP, simbo yake ni taa. I was reminding Sylvia about how important a party symbol is. That's why kuna mwingine ameweka bogo. Ameweka bogo pale hivyo. The late former president and retired president Emilio Mwai Kibaki is the one who brought in the taa,
the torch.
The DP. DP ilikuwa na taa.
Yeah, you're right.
The lantern.
Yes.
Yeah, your lantern. Ni lantern ni la. Good.
That one.
Wewe ulitumia lantern.
KP yetu ni kitunguu. Inamaanisha either ukipika inawasha, ukikata bado inawasha. So whether they like it or not, the conversation has to be about the kitunguu. Yes, because you need the onion in terms of cooking, in terms of making delicacies, and in terms of also saying things that are very much uncomfortable for the state to hear.
They also call it marashi ya mboga.
Yes, marashi ya mboga.
Police bosses make a mockery of the courts. This is news on the national news, page 7 of the Standard, whereby they're talking about for the 10th time, senior officers have failed to heed court orders. Sylvia, we had talked about this, that how wanaitwa kotini, IG or Inspector
and the
General
Standard
Police
have made quite a selection of words for the 10th time. It means like they have counted, and they are tired of counting. Wamechoka kuhesabu. And you know, one thing that I feel is like the executives of this country deliberately neglect court orders, and it's like turning the judiciary to a barking dog, and they sit back and say mutafanya nini.
3 arms of the government, they are supposed to be working. He is idea he is idea he.
Yes.
From Sylvia anasema it seems like executive wako na power mingi zaidi yenye wanadharau judiciary juu hii ni kama kudharau judiciary. We call you to the courts mara ya kwanza, ya pili, ya tatu, ya nne, you are not there. What does that say about the status of executive?
I will say because it's been a looming, let me say, an ongoing contempt of the court, and we are calling out Martha Koome because she said she will not resign, and if she does not take precedent of this contempt of the court, it means what happens to the common Wanjiku? Are the laws or is the constitution only meant for the low class people? What about those who are given the tools of power? And the judiciary is supposed to preserve, protect the constitution. And we have seen the office of the Inspector General, I don't want to say the current officer, but even his predecessors who are doing the same issue. And you know, this whole issue about abduction has had me thinking for quite some time, Sylvia and Maria. I remember there is one guy called Martin Nomela. He said, they came for the trade unionist. I kept quiet. They came for the socialist. I still kept quiet. Now they have come for me. Who will speak for me?
Who will speak? I've always been quiet. Now, Sylvia, you had talked about the Tanzanian media personality.
Yeah, that's Maria Sarungi.
It's also in the Standard. They're talking about it on page 8. Tanzanian activist tells of a kidnap horror. Trip from her salon turned into Maria Shesai's worst nightmare as abductors sought to access information in her phone before releasing her. You are in a foreign country. You are a media personality. You are a journalist, a member of the Fourth Estate, a voice that is trusted. Back home to a point yenye umekosa suluhu kabisa, umeamua utoroke kwa uhuru. Unafika hapo hivyo unapata no, these people since they don't have uhuru pia. So abductions ziko juu tena zaidi.
On the positive side about Sarungi's story, she says she's suspecting that her abductors were Tanzanian nationals. So she's actually saying Kenya is among selfless, because she says if at all, she was worried if she ends up in Tanzania, because there was little to no chances that she would be alive. So in one way or another, yes, Kenya has turned to be a den of abductions, as it said, but also, I'm not calling a bad thing a better, but also it's like it's not that bad, because we have activists in the country who are really vocal,
ready to protect.
Yeah, ready to protect. So that's one thing about a good
history ya protect has not been there. Nakuja kwako has not been there so much. Saizi ndio imekuwa after Kenyans have heard that it's not the police abducting you. Hata kesi ya Maria saizi ijulikani polisi wa wapi walikuwa wanaabduct. Ikafika mahali sasa Kenyans have to question every abductor before you abduct this person. Who are you? Others are calling the whole of East Africa Abdakistan, because we have seen a Ugandan national being abducted in Kenya, where he has come. Kizza Besigye came to seek refuge in our country. We are known for being so diplomatic. We are known for ensuring that tuko na rule of law, but wewe unakuja huku unakuwa abducted. Saizi Mtanzania amekuwa abducted. Wakenya na wao hawapatikani, bado wako hapo hivyo. What does that say about sisi? Time yenye tutahitaji maybe kwenda, we've seen people like Ngogi wa Thiong'o, professor, going outside mahali wajifiche. Our own hadi Martha Karua amewahi enda mahali ajifiche. Kesho tutaenda watatuambia hapana, mtajificha aje hapa hivi, yet kwenyu. Nyinyi masnitch.
I will tell you something, Mariam. That's what I wanted to add from what Sylvia is saying. There is hope. Yesterday I was watching the news, and there was this young man who was getting abducted. I think around the city center in Nakuru. The resident of Nakuru said no. If there is a problem, then we should take him to court. He should be accompanied by his lawyers. So the people are understanding that the power belongs to them. Sovereignty of the people. Article 1 of the
Article
Constitution.
1, the preamble. Ukifungua tu, all sovereign power
belongs to the people. And I said it here before, and I'm not afraid to say it, that this country belongs to all of us. Belongs to you, belongs to me, belongs to the president. It does not belong to the elite or those who have been trusted with power and have squandered power. And it is very unfortunate because we were lied to that the problem was Rigiji, but the problem was not Rigiji.
Because the problems are still there.
The problem are still
They
there.
are worse. After
Rigiji,
Rigiji, we are seeing even people, they are resigning.
you are still having a problem with our Shisha chief. I don't know if you are speaking Chinese or it's English.
It is a converted Indian.
You see, we've just released results for the KCSE.
Yeah.
What about the education funding model? We're still having a problem with it. We're still having a problem that we're still feeling that we're getting overtasked. We're still having a problem that we are told that 1.5% housing levy each and every month on our salary, yet we don't see them. We're still having a problem. So we spend a lot of time abducting Kenyans rather than sorting out what really matters. Our roads are going from worse
To land.
to land.
Ni shamba.
If you are
Watu walime hizi
Looks
barabara basi.
going back to
Kuna vile tunaweza toka west tunaenda land bwana. Inabaki hakuna shamba, hakuna barabara hapo hivyo, ni tulime.
and that is what is agitating people. Mariam, that is what is making people getting people boiled, not just in Nairobi. You've seen because they said revolution is starting in Nairobi. What is happening in Embu?
Revolution ishafika.
What is happening in Embu? They closed the road for almost 3 hours.
You are not going to do this. It also happened in Mwea, Kirinyaga County.
You can imagine.
They wanted to abduct someone.
Yes.
Our polisi walikuwa hiyo siku, what we reported in news is what we saw. People wanted to lynch that Land Rover and its occupants who were wearing civilian clothes.
Yes.
And they wanted to make an arrest. The right of habeas corpus is very clear. There is a process of making
An
arrests.
arrest. Yes.
Identify yourself to me. Tell me I am officer.
With a warrant.
Oh, si, nilikuwa nataka kusema officer, ujua nikakumbuka. Hakuna mahali nitayo kwa polisi. So you are officer so and so, and you have come because of this and this reason. You are supposed to be in this police station. If you don't have your own means of transport, you can use this Mariamu. Sawa, ndio sasa wakuweke hapo hivyo. Ama utoke tu uende. Hii law ni ya kila mtu, as you said, sio ya watu wako hapo chini. Talking about elites, I've seen Elachi akisema tukishindwa tuende. If the country is so bad for you, leave. How are you living, Sylvia, in a land that you've grown, you were born here? You elect someone to go and represent you, and that person aanze kukuambia aje wewe kikushinda enda. As that is happening in our country, the standard are talking about Raila bags more AUC support.
And just
Ajam.
before we go to Raila Odinga, what is quite unfortunate, as I see it on the Daily Nation here, is the utterances by leaders. I mean, it's like it's a fault in Kenya to be empowered, to be educated, and to have knowledge of things about governance, how things are happening in the country. Because a statement, for example, if Joho says we cannot allow a few youths to destabilize the government and portray leaders in a bad picture, what we are telling those leaders, we have our youth on the ground, and they should not think they know the game better. We can also unleash our team. So what does that tell you as a person who is fighting to defend your country against these illegal activities? It's quite unfortunate.
Nick, you are a youth leader and you are a politician.
Yes.
A secretary general of a party.
Yes.
And you are on the ground.
Yes.
Please talk to us about these other people. Joho is telling us that wako mahali.
You know, the president realized that he does not need technocrats at this moment. He needs politicians. That's why he went for Joho, Mbadi, Wandai. He's gone for Kabogo. He's gone for Lee. These are politicians. They know how to spin conversation. They know how to spin the narrative. They know how to control the conversation. Joho is a PS for mining. There are a lot of goals.
CS.
Oh, CS rather.
Kwanza hiyo ni kubwa sana.
I apologize for that. He's a CS for mining and blue economy. Right? People in Coast Province are still struggling to sell their fish. Their prices are still very low. In Nyanza region, there is still water hyacinth that is growing each and every day. What is he doing about that? Those are the questions and accountability that Kenyans are saying. Let us not do politics.
Mining. For the very first time ndo tunajua zaidi kuhusu illegal mining.
You can imagine.
In Kenya.
And a lot of gold scandals that are going on. That is his mandate. His mandate is not to focus on what the young people are saying. Because the young people have been empowered. There's a right to speak. Freedom of speech. They are not saying what is not new to them. They are saying that we need change. Our taxes should work for us.
Exactly.
Yes.
I think leaders are afraid of responsibilities or taking responsibilities. I'm talking from a point whereby I saw a media personality from SABC in South Africa asking a very valid question to the man that is on the standard. Raila bags more AUC support. Saizi namuona na the president of Zimbabwe, His Excellency Emerson Mnangagwa. And he was being asked, Raila Odinga, we are trusting you with Africa, or that's what you want us to do. Make you AUC chair. Yet in Kenya, you don't have a voice. Are you not supposed to be a representative? I think you're supposed to be the best from our country. We take you out there. But we have these leaders now being asked the same question, and all we can do is just defend. Sio kujibu, defend these personalities. Ukweli wetu unafaa ufike wapi? Ni maswali gani basi hatufai kuuliza juu ukiuliza kama hiyo inakuwa ni mbaya? Whom do you think should be best candidate when it comes to matters Africa and its representation, Sylvia?
For me, I think the best person for such a position, it's someone who is a pro in administration, not a pro in politics. Because if you can be both a pro in administration and politics, but for Raila Odinga, he's someone who is always hopping from one place to another, from one place to another. So for me, I don't feel it's quite, I would call him an opportunist. So I'm not quite sure if his interests are really in service. Though in his previous, he has served the AU in the previous roles as a Pan-African leader. He has also sensed defeat following the criticism of him with regards to Kenya and all that. But honestly, if you ask me, Raila Odinga, let me keep my opinion for myself.
Unaweza jipata wanauliza Sylvia Nyango, KUTV, from where did you get this? Kuna uoga Na maybe uoga kama huo ndo unafanya tupate such headline that amepata more supporter from Zimbabwe. Sometimes it could be due and I feel like kuna support enough because back home anakuwa bashed. The youths are saying no, you are our grandfather, yes, but not that's not what we are looking for when getting a AUC chair. Kwako, you're doing this at unatupe your final remarks.
I'm thinking of it this way because if Raila bags AU, then it means it puts Kenya into a different level of stature in Africa. Because as we speak, we are the hegemon. Hegemon means like a capital city of Africa. And Kenya will not be the same anymore. Politically, Raila, for the longest time, has maintained relevance. Because he knows whether he wins or loses, people will still talk. And that's politics. And up to the next challenge. So I only worry about when he loses, because we'll have more trouble when he loses.
When he loses.
Yes, because this government of the day will have to find space for him because he will bulldoze the government of the day again.
Ataendelea tu.
Yes.
So ni February. Hii ndoa after February ndio tutajua venye inakaa.
And you've seen the likes of if you are smart enough, you will see at this moment why is Sifuna talking? Junet is also speaking almost the same language. Mbati, the CS treasurer, is not so far away from their communication. So it's a streamlined communication to tell the government of the day. Because if and only if Mbadi resigns, Mandai resigns, Oparanya resigns, and back to ODM, that's political mileage for them.
Na Oparanya kwanza alishawaambia that mimi nawape. Mkinisumbua, aliwapeka ile ya Igathe. Mkinisumbua, nitaresign.
Correct.
Sasa due time nayo inataka kutufanya to resign before tufanye yote. Nataka ni kuallow wewe upige closing remarks.
Yes.
So that we can go to Cynthia tumalizie. Na angalia saa yangu naona tushamaliza masaa yetu.
It's already 10.
It's already 10.
Yes, let me say thank you so much for this amazing show. Once again, I'm truly much humbled to be here. Let me pass my greetings to all the members of Kenya Hadi Party. As we speak right now, we are in 19 counties. We are yet to go to each and every corner of this homestead. And we believe that it is our time as young people. Not that we want to push the old people away. We are saying, give us also the opportunity.
The opportunity.
Because the time is now for the young people. And finally, if you're not a member of Kenya Hadi Party, KAP, the number is *509#.
And it's free of
And
charge,
it's
by
free
the
of
way.
charge.
Talking about that.
Yes.
Ujamalizia kabisa ndio hadi useme bye. I see time hadi imeisha kabisa. Sema bye ndio tumalizie.
Finally, because I come from Roysambu and my people are going to really get upset if I don't say hi. Let me say hi to one amazing lady called Mama Roysambu. Tunamwitanga Mama Roysambu because of the awesome work she's doing in Roysambu. Her name is Jed Wamboi. Yes.
Jed Wamboi, all the way from Zimmerman. I know
Zimmerman,
her. She's a very great community leader in Zimmerman.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Nick Mwadime from Kenya Hadi Party. Sylvia, huku ni kwako, hiyo sasa ni meza yako. Sasa nataka ufinish ndio tumalo sasa kabisa.
Okay, it's been really great.
Tuambie pia imekuwa aje. It's a debut show. How has it been?
It's been really great, if you ask me. It's been exciting. It's been entertaining at the same time. And just to kupea chemsha bongo. Assuming all odds favor President William Ruto, SHA works, affordable housing works, SHIF works, and all these projects that is saying actually work. And we already have a pre-election jitters already going on. So what do you think about 2027? Will he have a clean second term, or because most of his opponents are arguing from a perspective that Ruto's government is not working. So what if it works?
What if it works?
Yes.
Menikumbusha mtu anasemaga, can we give president time? Wewe Nick nataka kujibu hiyo. wacha tuwaachie wote wenye wako pale nyumbani wajijibie hiyo. What if it works? Shifsha works. I think it's a matter of time. It's a matter of time. And as we give you time to think about that, to ponder about that, we're welcoming you to watch all our broadcasts either on TV or on our social media platforms at KUTV Kenya on Instagram, Twitter. You can talk to us at KUTV_Kenya. Next week, we are promising you another round of better, more fiery, more vibrant shows right here on KUTV Rise Today, right from Art and Culture Monday all the way to Biashara Tuesday. My name is Ojuang Mariam. Oh, Sylvia. Unaweza wakumbushe jina tena? Okay, basi. Alongside Sylvia Onyango, my name is Ojuang Mariam, mtoto wa Mariam, Senior Warrant Officer 1 Lieutenant Kanali. Nikukumbushe tu, Mungu halali au hali wali au ugali. Shukran tena zaidi.
Tukajenga reli pia barabara zilizobaki watu wakasanya, so tujiangalie tuko pabaya leo kuli